tonight is a gentle space. Nothing is being asked for here. Nothing needs to be solved in this very moment. Nothing needs to be pushed, forced, or figured out before rest can begin. This is simply a soft place to pause, a quiet place to breathe, a loving place to set down the weight that has been carried for too long. There are times when life can feel like too much all at once. The heart feels tired. The mind feels crowded. The body feels heavy. Even simple things can seem far away, as though all energy has been used up just trying to make it through the day. In moments like these, it can feel as if the light has gone dim for a while. Not gone forever, just hidden behind too much strain, too much pressure, too many thoughts, too many feelings without enough room to let them settle. And in a moment like this, a great deal of healing can begin with one simple truth. It is all right to be tired. It is all right to stop struggling for a little while. It is all right to give the soul a kind place to rest. There is no need to pretend that everything feels fine. There is no need to act strong for this moment. There is no need to carry a bright face when the heart feels quiet and worn. This moment is not asking for performance. It is asking for gentleness. It is asking for honesty. It is asking for a softer way. Sometimes, tiredness is not only about sleep. Sometimes it is not only about long days or too much work. Sometimes it is the kind of tiredness that sits much deeper. It can come from holding in sadness for too long. It can come from trying to stay hopeful while feeling empty inside. It can come from giving and giving, even when there is very little left to give. It can come from carrying worry in the mind and tension in the body for so long that even rest no longer feels simple. When that kind of tiredness appears, it helps to know that this feeling does not mean anything is wrong at the core. It does not mean healing has failed. It does not mean strength is gone. It often means that something inside has been asking for kindness for a long time. It means the inner world may be asking for care, for comfort, for slowness, for love. So tonight can be a turning point, not because everything will change at once, but because there can be a willingness to be tender with what hurts. That is often where healing begins. Not in pressure, not in judgment, not in trying harder. Healing begins when the inner voice becomes softer. Healing begins when there is a moment of peace in the middle of the noise. Healing begins when the heart hears something loving and believes it, even for one quiet breath. There is something beautiful about letting this moment be enough. Not tomorrow, not next week, not the whole year ahead. Just this moment, this breath, this small opening. Sometimes the mind runs ahead, gathering all the unfinished things, all the worries, all the questions, and placing them in a pile so large that the spirit feels crushed beneath it. Yet life is not always meant to be carried that way. Healing is not found in trying to hold every piece at once. Healing often arrives in smaller ways. One breath, one softer thought, one kind sentence, one pause long enough for the nervous system to feel safe again. And so the invitation tonight is simple. Let this be a moment of permission. Permission to rest. Permission to not know. Permission to not fix. Permission to not be bright or productive or cheerful or certain. Permission to simply be here, exactly as things are, without turning away from the truth of exhaustion, and without making exhaustion mean anything harsh or hopeless. A tired heart needs tenderness. A tired mind needs quiet. A tired body needs care. And a tired spirit needs to be reminded that it is still worthy of love, especially now. Perhaps even more now. This kind of love is not something that needs to be earned. It does not arrive only after success, after healing, after improvement, after becoming a different version of life. Love belongs here too. Love belongs in the struggle. Love belongs in the confusion. Love belongs in the heavy evenings and the silent tears and the moments when there are no words at all. Love can sit beside pain without trying to rush it away. Love can stay present while the heart catches up. Love can whisper very softly, "There is still hope here." There is often a quiet fear that tiredness will last forever, that this heaviness means life will always feel this way, that the spark will not return. Yet life moves in seasons. The inner world moves in seasons too. There are seasons of blooming, and there are seasons of rest. There are seasons of bright joy, and there are seasons when the soul asks for quiet repair. A hard season is not the whole story. A heavy chapter is not the whole book. And even in the darkest evening, there is still something within that knows how to move toward light, step by step, breath by breath. Tonight can be received as a loving pause, a sacred pause, a chance to stop arguing with the body and begin listening to it, a chance to stop pushing the heart and begin holding it more gently, a chance to stop asking, "Why can't this be different already?" and begin asking, "What kind of love is needed now?" That question opens something beautiful. Because when love becomes the answer, pressure can start to melt. Judgment can soften. Harsh thoughts can lose their grip. The inner world begins to feel less like a battlefield and more like a place where peace might one day return, little by little. And sometimes peace does not return in a grand wave. Sometimes it comes in the quietest ways, in a deeper exhale, in unclenching the jaw, in letting tears come without shame, in feeling the shoulders drop a little, in hearing a gentle truth and letting it rest in the heart, in choosing one kind thought instead of 10 fearful ones. These are not small things. These are healing things. It helps to know that there is great power in the words said silently within. The mind listens. The body listens. The heart listens. And when the inner voice becomes kinder, every part of life begins to respond. So tonight, even if the words feel new, even if they feel delicate at first, a soft affirmation can begin to make room for peace. It can be as simple as this: I am willing to be gentle with myself tonight. That thought does not demand perfection. It does not force happiness. It simply opens a door. Another gentle thought may follow. I do not need to carry everything right now. And perhaps another, it is safe to rest. It is safe to soften. It is safe to breathe. These words are like warm light in a dark room. They do not erase the room all at once. They simply begin to change how it feels. They begin to remind the heart that comfort is possible. There is no need to rush into strength. There is no need to leap into joy before the heart is ready. Rest is not weakness. Slowness is not failure. Softness is not giving up. There are times when the bravest thing is to stop pushing and allow healing to happen in its own gentle rhythm. Tonight can be one of those times. A quiet room, a slow breath, a softer thought, a heart that is tired but still open to love. That is enough for now, more than enough. And in this moment, a new path begins, not through struggle, but through kindness. Some tiredness has many layers. The outer layer may look like simple weariness, but underneath can be disappointment, grief, fear, loneliness, pressure, and old pain that was never given a safe place to rest. Sometimes the heart has been strong for such a long time that it forgets what it feels like to be held. Sometimes the mind has been busy managing everything so carefully that it forgets how to be quiet. And sometimes the body has been carrying so much tension that it begins to speak in the only language it knows: heaviness, aches, tightness, fatigue, and the longing to stop. This is why tonight is not only about feeling better. It is about being honest in a loving way. It is about seeing tiredness not as an enemy, but as a message. A message that says something inside needs care. A message that says the pace has been too harsh. A message that says the soul is asking for gentleness now. There are many kinds of tiredness in life. There is the tiredness that comes after effort. There is the tiredness that comes from change. There is the tiredness that comes from trying to hold everything together. There is the tiredness that comes from hoping for a long time and not yet seeing the change that was hoped for. There is the tiredness that comes from smiling on the outside while feeling far away on the inside. There is the tiredness that settles in when life feels heavy and there seems to be no clear reason why. Each kind of tiredness deserves compassion. Mental tiredness can feel like too many thoughts all at once. The mind runs in circles. It replays conversations. It worries about tomorrow. It searches for answers in the middle of the night. It keeps reaching for control, even when control is nowhere to be found. This kind of tiredness does not always come from thinking too little. It often comes from thinking too much for too long without rest. A mind that never feels safe may keep working even when the body is begging for sleep. Emotional tiredness can feel like carrying invisible weight. Feelings pile up quietly. Sadness is tucked away. Anger is swallowed. Fear is hidden under responsibility. Disappointment is pushed down because there does not seem to be time to feel it. And yet the heart keeps holding all of it. A full heart becomes a tired heart. An unseen ache becomes a deep weariness. Physical tiredness can come from many places, but it is often closely tied to what is happening inside. The body feels slower. The muscles feel tight. The chest feels heavy. The breath feels shallow. The stomach may feel uneasy. Sleep may come, but not restore. The body can rest on a bed and still feel unrest inside. This does not mean the body is failing. It may simply be responding to long periods of pressure, worry, sadness, or inner struggle. Spiritual tiredness can be even harder to name. It can feel like disconnection, like the light has gone quiet, like joy is harder to reach, like meaning feels far away, like life has lost some of its color. This kind of tiredness often needs tenderness more than answers. It needs peace more than effort. It needs quiet more than noise. All of this can happen without anything being wrong in a harsh sense. Tiredness is not proof of weakness. It is not proof of failure. It is not proof that healing is impossible. Often it is a sign that too much has been held for too long without enough softness. There is great wisdom in being able to name what is being felt, not to make it bigger, but to make it gentler. When something is named with love, it loses some of its power to frighten. Instead of saying everything is wrong, it becomes possible to say, there is emotional tiredness here. Instead of saying, nothing will ever change, it becomes possible to say, the heart has been carrying a lot. That small change in language can create a lot of space. Words matter. The way the inner world is spoken to matters. Harsh words create more fear. Loving words create more room, and tiredness needs room. It needs space to breathe. It needs softness around it. There can also be a great deal of shame around feeling tired. The mind may say, there should be more strength than this. The heart may say, this should be handled better. The body may be judged for needing rest, but healing does not grow well in shame. Shame tightens the system. Shame makes the breath shallow. Shame tells the heart to hide. Love does the opposite. Love opens. Love relaxes. Love allows what is true to be seen without punishment. That is why a loving response to tiredness matters so much. Instead of asking, why am I like this? A new question can be asked, what is this feeling trying to say? That question is softer. It listens. It honors the wisdom beneath the discomfort. Sometimes the answer is very simple. The answer may be, there has been too much pressure. The answer may be, there has not been enough rest. The answer may be, old sadness has been asking to be noticed? The answer may be, the body has been tense for too long. The answer may be, more kindness is needed. And kindness changes everything. Kindness does not always remove pain in one moment, but it changes the way pain is held. It keeps pain from becoming a place of self-attack. It creates safety, and safety is deeply healing. There is also great value in understanding that not all tiredness needs to be overcome right away. Some tiredness needs to be witnessed first. Some tiredness needs quiet. Some tiredness needs tears. Some tiredness needs stillness. Some tiredness needs permission to stop pretending. A flower is not judged for closing at night. Rest is part of its nature. The same is true here. Periods of closing in, slowing down, and turning inward are part of the rhythm of healing. A heart that feels overwhelmed may simply be asking not to be rushed. A mind that feels overfull may be asking not to be fed more fear. A body that feels exhausted may be asking for tenderness instead of demands. It can be helpful tonight to silently notice what kind of tiredness feels strongest right now. Perhaps it is mental tiredness, perhaps emotional tiredness, perhaps the body feels most burdened, perhaps all of it has blended together. There is no wrong answer. There is only the gentle act of noticing. That act of noticing is not small. It is a way of coming back into relationship with the self. It is a way of saying, I am listening now. And when the inner world feels heard, even a little, it often begins to soften. A gentle affirmation can support this moment. I lovingly notice what I am feeling. Another can follow. I give myself permission to be where I am tonight. These thoughts do not create weakness. They create honesty. And honesty, held with love, becomes a beautiful doorway to peace. There is no need to compare this tiredness to anyone else's life. There is no need to measure pain. The heart does not heal through comparison. It heals through compassion. It heals through truth. It heals through being allowed to feel what it feels without being corrected, hurried, or judged. Even now, something G-wise is unfolding. Even now, the very awareness of tiredness is a sign that a deeper part is calling for change. Not harsh change, loving change, a new rhythm, a new inner voice, a new way of treating the self. That is the blessing hidden inside these heavy moments. The old way becomes too painful to continue. The pushing, the silence, the self-criticism, the endless strain begin to lose their hold because the system can no longer carry them the same way. And so a softer path begins to open. The first steps on that path are often very simple. A slower breath, a gentler sentence, a softer evening, a hand placed over the heart, a willingness to say, "This has been hard," a willingness to believe, "I deserve care." Sometimes the deepest healing begins when the truth is finally spoken in a kind voice. This is exhausting, and I am allowed to need love right here. There is deep power in that kind of honesty. It does not collapse. It does not give up. It simply stops fighting reality and begins bringing compassion into it. That is how tiredness starts to loosen, not by being denied, but by being met with love. The mind and body are always in conversation. Every thought sends a message. Every belief carries a feeling. Every feeling touches the body in some way. This connection is beautiful, and it is powerful. It means that what is said within matters. It means that inner pressure is felt physically. It means that gentleness is not only emotional comfort, gentleness is medicine. A fearful thought can tighten the chest. A harsh thought can harden the shoulders. A hopeless thought can drain the body of energy. A constant stream of worry can leave the nervous system feeling as though it must stay awake and alert all the time. And when this happens day after day, week after week, the body begins to carry the burden of the mind. This is not something to fear. It is something to understand with kindness. The body is not working against life. The body is responding to life. It listens closely to the emotional weather inside. When the inner world is stormy, the body often braces itself. Muscles tighten. Breathing becomes shallow. Sleep becomes restless. The stomach may clench. The head may ache. The heart may race. Energy may disappear. All of this can happen because the system is trying to protect itself, even when protection no longer feels peaceful. When the mind repeats thoughts such as, "There is too much to handle," or "Nothing will get better," or "I must keep going no matter what," the body hears urgency. It hears danger. It hears stress. And it prepares for more pressure. Over time, this can leave the whole being feeling tired, strained, and disconnected. Yet there is wonderful news in this connection too. If thoughts can affect the body in painful ways, loving thoughts can also begin to support healing. A softer inner voice can help the body feel safer. A kinder belief can help the breath deepen. A peaceful thought can invite the shoulders to release. A compassionate sentence can soothe the heart. This is why healing is not only about what happens outside. It is also about the ATM, the sphere inside. A body that has been living under the weight of criticism may begin to relax when it hears acceptance. A body that has been tense with worry may begin to rest when it hears reassurance. A body that has been carrying sadness may begin to soften when it feels emotional permission. There is no need to make this complicated. The mind-body connection is present in simple, everyday moments. A peaceful conversation can feel like relief in the body. A kind word can bring warmth. A painful memory can bring tightness. A fearful future thought can create heaviness. A loving affirmation can create a small wave of calm. That small wave matters. Even now, it may be possible to notice how the body responds to different thoughts. A harsh thought makes things harder. A gentle thought creates space. The body knows the difference. It responds to tone. It responds to belief. It responds to the emotional meaning behind words. This is why the practice of speaking kindly within is so important. It is not empty. It is not foolish. It is not pretending. It is a real way of creating new conditions for peace. So when the body feels tired, instead of demanding more, there can be a different response. A loving response, perhaps a quiet hand over the heart, perhaps a slower breath, perhaps a soft sentence such as, "Thank you, body, for carrying me," or "I am willing to treat myself more gently," or "I am safe in this moment." These words do something. They may not change everything at once, but they begin changing the message the body receives. And every healing message matters. There are also many ways the body stores what the mind has not released. Old fear can settle in the belly. Long stress can settle in the neck and shoulders. Unspoken sadness can sit in the chest like a quiet stone. A life lived under pressure can leave the whole body feeling guarded. This does not mean something is broken. It means feelings are intelligent. It means the body has been helping hold what has not yet had a safe way to move. This is why tenderness is so powerful. When life has been hard, the body needs more than commands. It needs comfort. It needs rest. It needs emotional safety. It needs thoughts that do not keep sounding the alarm. It is helpful to think of the body as a dear companion, a loyal friend, a wise partner. It keeps speaking. It keeps adapting. It keeps trying to protect. It keeps asking for what it needs, even when the message comes through tiredness or tension or heaviness. The body is not asking to be judged. It is asking to be heard. A beautiful shift begins when there is a willingness to listen with love. When fatigue says, "Slow down," it can be honored. When tension says, "Something feels unsafe," it can be met with gentleness. When restlessness says, "The mind has been overwhelmed," there can be an offering of peace instead of more pressure. This loving attention is part of healing. Thoughts also shape emotions. A fearful thought can grow into anxiety. A hopeless thought can deepen sadness. A resentful thought can stir tension. But loving thoughts can also shape emotions in beautiful ways. A hopeful thought can bring lightness. A forgiving thought can bring release. A grateful thought can bring warmth. A compassionate thought can bring calm. This means there is more influence here than it may sometimes seem. Not over every outer event, but over the inner environment. and the inner environment matters deeply. The body lives there. The heart lives there. Healing begins there. So tonight can become an opportunity to shift the inner environment even slightly. Not by demanding that every thought become perfect, not by pretending nothing hurts, but by planting something kinder in the middle of the heaviness. A gentle affirmation can be planted here. My thoughts can support my healing. Another one may settle softly beside it. I choose peace where I can. And another, my body responds to love. These are not just pretty words. They are healing directions. They are invitations to the nervous system, to the breath, to the muscles, to the heart. They are signals that a different kind of relationship is being built inside. One based on cooperation instead of conflict. One based on compassion instead of pressure. There is a quiet wisdom in understanding that thoughts are like seeds. The body becomes the garden where many of those seeds grow. If the seeds are fear, pressure, and self-attack, the garden struggles. If the seeds are kindness, patience, and safety, the garden begins to heal. Not all at once, but steadily, naturally, lovingly. And just as a garden does not bloom because it was shouted at, healing does not grow well under harshness. Healing grows in the presence of warmth. It grows with repetition. It grows with care. It grows when the inner world becomes a place where peace is practiced. That practice can begin very simply tonight. A breath in, a breath out, a softening of the forehead, a relaxing of the jaw, a hand on the chest or the belly, a few quiet words spoken inwardly with tenderness. I am here now. I am listening with love. My body deserves kindness. Peace begins gently. I do not have to force healing. Even reading or hearing such thoughts can begin to change something in the body. The breath may slow a little. The chest may open a little. The shoulders may lower a little. These are beautiful signs. They are reminders that the body responds to love just as it responds to fear. What is practiced inside matters. Every loving thought is like a small gift to the body. Every compassionate belief is like warm water to dry soil. Every peaceful pause is a message that says, it is safe to soften now. And perhaps that is the deepest message for this moment. It is safe to soften now. Not forever, all at once. Not in every area of life at once. Just here, just tonight, just for this breath. The mind does not need to race ahead. The body does not need to brace. The heart does not need to prove anything. There can be a pause in the struggle. There can be a little more peace in the system. There can be the beginning of a new relationship with thoughts, feelings, and the body itself. A relationship built on love. A relationship built on pat. It's a relationship built on the understanding that healing is not demanded. Healing is allowed. And when healing is allowed, even a tired body can begin to trust again. Even an overwhelmed mind can begin to quiet. Even a heavy heart can begin to feel a little less alone. There comes a moment when the heart grows weary, not only from what has happened, but from what it has been trying to carry all at once. So much can be held in silence. So much can be gathered inside without anyone seeing it. Old disappointments, daily worries, the pressure to keep going, the wish to stay kind, the wish to stay strong, the wish to not fall apart in the middle of ordinary life. All of this can collect quietly, and over time it begins to feel like carrying a heavy bag everywhere, day after day, night after night, without ever setting it down. At first, it may seem manageable. The shoulders tighten, but life goes on. The mind grows busy, but life goes on. The smile appears when needed. The tasks are handled. The feelings are placed to the side, and life keeps moving. Yet the inner self knows the difference between moving and resting. The inner self knows the difference between surviving and truly being cared for. When too much has been carried for too long, even the smallest things can begin to feel difficult. Not because life has suddenly become impossible, but because the spirit has been overburdened. There is no prize for carrying pain in secret. There is no reward for holding every worry alone. There is no healing in making the heart prove how much it can endure before it asks for mercy. And yet this is how many burdens are carried, quietly, faithfully, without pause. As if stopping for a moment would make everything fall apart. As if letting go would mean something precious had been abandoned. As if softness would make life less safe. But the truth is often the opposite. Sometimes holding too tightly is what creates more pain. Sometimes trying to carry everything is what drains the strength that is still needed. Sometimes the burden grows heavier simply because it has not been set down, even for one evening, even for one breath. It helps to see this with kindness. The habit of carrying too much usually begins in a very innocent place. It may begin in love. It may begin in responsibility. It may begin in fear. It may begin in the old belief that everything depends on constant effort, constant control, constant attention. It may begin with the thought that rest must be earned, that peace must be delayed, that tenderness must wait until everything is finished. But life is rarely finished. There is always one more task, one more fear, one more thing that could be worried about. If peace is always postponed until the world becomes perfect, peace may never be welcomed in. So a different choice becomes possible. Not a careless choice, not a giving up choice, a loving choice. A choice to stop treating the self like a machine that must keep going no matter how heavy the load becomes. A choice to stop asking the heart to carry more than it can hold. A choice to stop placing every burden into one pair of hands and then feeling confused when those hands begin to tremble. There is a simple image that can be held gently here, a bag filled with stones. At the beginning, one stone may not feel like much. Then another is added, and another, a little sadness, a little worry, a little fear, a little pressure, a little guilt, a little grief, a little disappointment, a little resentment, a little exhaustion. The bag is lifted each day, and because it has been lifted so many times, its weight starts to feel normal. Yet normal does not mean healthy. Familiar does not mean gentle. A burden can become so familiar that it is no longer questioned, even while it is bending the whole body forward. Then one day, the soul says, very quietly, "This is too much." That is not weakness. That is wisdom. The soul knows when too much has been carried. The body knows. The breath knows. The heart knows. And when that quiet truth begins to rise, healing asks for a response. Not a harsh one, not a frightened one, a loving one. The response can be as simple as this: something can be set down now. Not every stone needs to be dropped in one dramatic moment. That is not always how healing works. Some stones leave slowly. Some are released through tears. Some are released through truth. Some are released through forgiveness. Some are released through sleep, through stillness, through saying no, through asking for help, through changing the inner voice. Some are released by finally admitting that a certain way of living has become too painful to continue. There is no need to force this. There is only a need to become willing. Willingness is powerful. Willingness says, I may not know how to release everything yet, but I am open to no longer carrying it all the same way. Willingness says, I do not have to grip every fear tonight. Willingness says, I can begin with one thing, one thought, one breath, one small letting go. Many burdens are carried because of a deep inner promise. I must keep everything together. This promise may have been made long ago, perhaps without words. It may have become a way of surviving. But tonight, there can be permission to loosen that promise. Life does not ask the heart to become stone. Life does not ask the body to turn into armor. Life does not ask the spirit to bloom in dry soil without water, without shade, without care. A flower does not apologize for needing sunlight. A tree does not apologize for dropping what it no longer needs in a certain season. Nature is always showing the beauty of release. Leaves fall, branches rest, tides pull back. Even the sky lets go of storms. There is movement, there is renewal, there is rhythm. And the inner world is part of that same wisdom. Not everything is meant to be held forever. Some thoughts are too heavy to keep repeating. Some memories are too painful to keep gripping. Some responsibilities were never meant to be carried alone. Some old identities have become too tight for the soul that is trying to grow. Release is not loss in the deepest sense. Often release is space. Release is air. Release is making room for life to move again. This can begin with very small inner sentences. I release the need to carry everything tonight. I am willing to let my shoulders soften. I am willing to stop holding the day inside my body. I do not have to solve my whole life before I rest. These are beautiful thoughts because they open the door without pushing. They invite relief instead of demanding instant change. The nervous system responds well to permission. The body softens when it feels allowed. The heart opens when it feels safe. This is why gentle thoughts are so healing. They do not fight the burden. They make room for it to loosen. There are also burdens that are not visible at first. The burden of unspoken grief. The burden of being too hard on the self. The burden of trying to deserve love. The burden of carrying old blame. The burden of always being ready for something to go wrong. These are silent burdens, yet they can weigh just as much as any outer pressure, sometimes even more. And sometimes the greatest release begins with naming what has become too heavy, not loudly, not dramatically, just honestly. This expectation has become too heavy. This fear has become too heavy. This old story has become too heavy. This pressure has become too heavy. This loneliness has become too heavy. There is power in speaking gently to the truth. There is healing in no longer pretending that every burden is still easy to carry. The heart does not heal by pretending it is limitless. It heals by being loved where it is tender. So tonight, there can be room for a new understanding. Life does not become more beautiful by carrying every pain as proof of strength. Life becomes more beautiful when love is allowed to enter the places that have grown tired. Love might look like rest. Love might look like honesty. Love might look like releasing one old belief that says everything must be handled alone. Love might look like deciding that peace matters too. When the mind says, "Keep holding it all," a softer voice can answer, "Not everything belongs in my hands tonight." When the body says, "I am tense," a softer voice can answer, "Thank you for showing me that it is time to soften." When the heart says, "This is heavy," a softer voice can answer, "Then let us put something down." This is how release begins. Not with force, with kindness, not with struggle, with willingness, not with fear, with trust. There is also something important to understand about guilt. Many people feel guilty when they begin to let go. Guilty for resting. Guilty for changing. Guilty for not carrying others in the same way. Guilty for no longer holding an old pain as proof that something mattered. But guilt often keeps old burdens in place long after they have stopped serving life. Guilt says, "Keep carrying this, even though it hurts." Love says, "It is safe to be free of this weight." Freedom can feel unfamiliar at first. A shoulder that has been tense may not know how to fully relax. A mind that has been on guard may not trust quiet right away. A heart that has carried sorrow may not know how to rest easily. This is all right. Release is a gold practice. Peace is a practice. Softness is a practice. And every practice begins with one small willingness. So there can be a pause now, a quiet inward pause, a noticing of the shoulders, a noticing of the jaw, a noticing of the breath, a noticing of what is being held in the body that does not need to be held so tightly for this moment. There can be a silent invitation. Soften. Let the forehead soften. Let the mouth soften. Let the hands soften. Let the chest soften. Let the belly soften. Let the weight of the day begin to melt even a little. This is not doing nothing. This is sacred work. This is the work of no longer living in constant inner strain. This is the work of teaching the system that peace is allowed. This is the work of showing the body that it does not have to stay in a state of holding all the time. Some people think healing is always about adding more effort, more practice, more understanding, more discipline. But sometimes healing is about less pressure, less self-criticism, less fear, less carrying, less forcing, less pretending, less inner noise. There is great healing in less. There is also deep wisdom in asking, what would make this moment lighter? Not perfect, not finished, just lighter. Perhaps it is one kinder thought. Perhaps it is turning away from an old mental argument. Perhaps it is no longer replaying the whole day. Perhaps it is no longer asking the heart to explain its pain. Perhaps it is simply letting this evening be an evening of peace rather than performance. This lighter way of living is not shallow. It is not weak. It is deeply wise. It understands that a burdened mind cannot hear its own truth clearly. A burdened body cannot rest deeply. A burdened heart cannot bloom freely. So little by little, the burden is eased, not because life is denied, but because love becomes strong enough to hold life in a gentler way. A new thought can enter here like a soft light. I am willing to release what I do not need to carry tonight. And perhaps another. I let go of pressure, one breath at a time. And another. My peace matters. These are more than affirmations. They are choices. They are small openings through which life begins to feel breathable again. They remind the soul that it was never meant to live forever, bent under invisible weight. It was meant to open. It was meant to receive. It was meant to know moments of stillness and safety and softness too. So if the heart has grown tired from carrying too much, let that truth be honored. If the mind has grown weary from holding every thread too tightly, let that be softened. If the body has been acting as a storage place for strain, let tonight become a place of release. Not all at once, not perfectly, but lovingly, gently, truly. There is more space available than it may seem, more peace available than the fearful mind often believes, more support available than the lonely heart sometimes remembers. And the first step into that space is often very quiet. Set something down. Breathe. Soften. Be willing to no longer carry everything the same way. This is not the end of strength. This is a wiser form of strength. The strength to stop hurting the self through endless inner pressure. The strength to choose kindness over force. The strength to believe that letting go can be holy too. And from that holy letting go, something new begins to grow. Sometimes the heart becomes so used to darkness that it forgets what one small light can do. Not a giant light, not a blazing answer to every question. Just one gentle light, one kinder thought, one softer breath, one moment of inner relief. One choice that says, perhaps things do not have to stay exactly this way. That is all it takes to begin. A new thought for tonight. A new thought is not a denial of pain. It is not pretending that everything feels beautiful when it does not. It is not a false smile placed over an aching heart. A new thought is a doorway. It is a little opening in a room that has felt shut for too long. It is a soft breeze entering where the air has felt heavy. It is a reminder that the mind does not have to keep repeating only what hurts. The mind often moves in familiar circles. It returns to what it knows, even when what it knows is painful. It may repeat, I am too tired. Nothing is changing. This is too much. I cannot do this. There is no way through. These thoughts may feel very real, especially when the body is tired and the emotions are full. And yet even in such moments, a small shift is possible. Not because the old thought is shamed away, but because something gentler is invited in beside it. Perhaps the old thought says, this is too much. The new thought can say, this moment can be met with love. Perhaps the old thought says, I am stuck. The new thought can say, healing can begin quietly. Perhaps the old thought says, I do not know how to fix this. The new thought can say, I do not need to fix everything tonight. Perhaps the old thought says, I am exhausted. The new thought can say, then rest is sacred now. This is how the mind begins to change, not through argument, through loving replacement, through practice, through gentleness repeated enough times that the nervous system begins to believe it. A new thought may seem very small, but it changes the direction of the inner world. A tiny turn in thought can become a turning point in feeling. The body hears it. The heart hears it. The breath hears it. Even when the new thought is only believed a little, it still carries healing power. A seed does not need to become a garden in one night. It only needs to be planted. In the same way, a loving thought does not need to transform every feeling at once. It only needs to be welcomed. It only needs a little room. It only needs to be given a place to rest in the mind without being pushed away too quickly. This is why tonight can be so meaningful. Tonight is not asking for grand change. It is offering a chance to plant one healing seed in the middle of fatigue. One thought that does not wound. One thought that does not demand. One thought that does not add more pressure. A thought that comforts. A thought that opens. A thought that blesses the tired heart. What kind of thought does a tired heart need? Not a hard lesson, not a loud command, not more fear. It needs reassurance. It needs peace. It needs a voice that says, you are safe enough to soften. You are allowed to begin again in a gentler way. This moment is not the whole story. That last thought can bring a lot of relief. This moment is not the whole story. A painful evening is not the whole story. A weary season is not the whole story. A tired mind is not the whole story. Life is always moving, even when it feels still. Healing is always possible, even when it feels slow. The spirit is always more than the heaviness it is passing through. So a new thought for tonight may be, this feeling is here and love is here too. That is a beautiful thought because it makes space for both truth and comfort. It does not erase the tiredness. It simply refuses to leave the tiredness alone in the dark. It brings warmth near it. It brings companionship near it. It brings a healing presence right into the middle of what feels difficult. Another new thought may be, I can be kind to myself in this moment. Such a simple sentence, yet it can soften the whole inner atmosphere. Kindness changes the tone of the night. Kindness changes the way the body carries the evening. Kindness changes the meaning of the pause. Instead of stopping because there is nothing left, there is resting because the self is worthy of care. Another new thought may be, peace begins with one breath. This thought is gentle and practical. It brings the mind back from the whole long road ahead into the breath that is here now. The mind loves to go far ahead and gather all the unfinished things. But peace is found here, in the present breath, here where the body can soften, here where the shoulders can let go a little, here where the inner voice can become more loving. Tonight, there can be a willingness to choose a few healing sentences and let them settle like soft rain. No need to rush them. No need to force deep belief. Just let them rest in the mind. Let them touch the body. Let them begin to build a new inner pattern. I am safe in this moment. I release the day with love. I welcome peace into my mind and body. I am willing to think thoughts that heal me. Rest restores me. I do not need to carry everything tonight. Love is stronger than fear. Something gentle is changing within me. These are wonderful thoughts for the evening because they create a feeling of emotional shelter. They show the nervous system another way to live inside the moment. They teach the mind that it does not need to feed only on pressure and fear. They remind the heart that comfort can be invited in. There is also value in repeating a healing thought slowly, especially at night. Not in a rushed way, not in a mechanical way, but with feeling. A sentence spoken softly inside becomes like a lullaby for the inner world. The body begins to receive it. The breathing begins to match it. The whole system starts to understand that the night does not need to be spent in battle. This is the deeper power of affirmations when they are used with tenderness. They are not magic words that erase all pain in an instant. They are loving choices that teach the mind a new language. They are steady companions for healing. They are little paths out of the old maze of self-criticism, hopelessness, and strain. They become especially powerful when spoken in quiet moments, such as before sleep, during stress, after tears, or whenever life feels too heavy to carry in the usual way. A thought repeated often becomes familiar. A familiar thought becomes easier to believe. A believed thought begins to shape the emotions. The emotions shape the body. The body begins to respond differently. This is why even one new thought can matter so much. It is not only a sentence. It is the beginning of a new experience inside. So tonight, there can be a loving choice to interrupt the old inner habit even once. When the mind reaches for fear, offer peace. When the mind reaches for pressure, offer permission. When the mind reaches for hopelessness, offer gentleness. It is all right if the old thoughts still return. The practice is simply to keep planting the new ones with patience. A garden is not grown by pulling at the flowers. It is grown through steady care. The mind is much the same. Loving thoughts need repetition, patience, and trust. There is no need to become frustrated if the new thought feels small at first. Small is enough. Small is often how real healing begins. And sometimes a new thought comes not as a sentence, but as a quieter understanding. A sense that this night can be softer. A sense that the body deserves comfort. A sense that the next chapter does not need to be built from the same harshness as the last one. A sense that perhaps life is asking for a gentler relationship with the self. These understandings are precious. They are signs that something within is ready for more love. This readiness is sacred. It means the old inner way has begun to loosen. It means the heart is open, even if only a little, to another possibility. It means the spirit has not given up. It means healing is near. So let the new thought come in softly tonight. Let it rest without pressure. Let it repeat quietly in the background of the evening. Let it be simple. Let it be loving. Let it be enough. I welcome a kinder way. I choose thoughts that soothe me. This night can hold peace. I let love speak more softly than fear. Something within me is ready to heal. These thoughts are like candles in a dark room. The room may still be night, but it is no longer empty of light. The heart may still be tired, but it is no longer alone with the tiredness. This is the beauty of a new thought. It does not have to solve everything. It only has to begin changing the feeling of being inside the moment. And when that feeling begins to change, even a little, the whole being notices. Tonight can also become a tender moment of settling, a moment of pausing so the body can remember what safety feels like, a moment of breathing with awareness instead of rushing past the self, a moment of letting the nervous system hear something kind and true. There is a special kind of healing time that happens when everything becomes quieter. Not silent in a fearful way, quiet in a caring way, quiet enough for the body to stop bracing, quiet enough for the mind to loosen its grip, quiet enough for the heart to feel held instead of hurried. Breathing is such a simple gift, yet it is often forgotten when life becomes heavy. The breath becomes short, the chest tightens, the belly hardens. The body begins to breathe as if it is preparing for more struggle. And after enough time, that way of breathing can begin to feel normal. But the body longs for something else. It longs for the kind of breath that says, there is no danger in this moment. It longs for the kind of breath that says, you may soften now, so there can be a pause here. A gentle noticing of the breath exactly as it is. No need to judge it. No need to correct it quickly. Just notice. Notice whether the breath feels high in the chest or low and full. Notice whether it feels hurried or shallow or held. This noticing is already loving. It is already a way of coming back to the self. Then, very gently, let the breath become a little slower, not forced, just invited. A soft breath in, a soft breath out. And again. The body often responds more easily to a longer exhale than to a large inhale. So the exhale can become a way of letting go. Breathing out the day, breathing out pressure, breathing out the need to keep holding every thought so tightly. With each exhale, there can be a sentence that comforts the body. Breathing in, I welcome peace. Breathing out, I release tension. Breathing in, I receive calm. Breathing out, I let the day go. Breathing in, I am here. Breathing out, I soften. This is such a healing practice because it meets the body where it is. It does not ask the mind to solve everything first. It does not demand emotional clarity. It simply offers the system a rhythm of kindness. Breath by breath, the message becomes clear. There is no need to rush right now. As the breath slows, the body can be invited to settle too. The face can soften. The forehead can smooth. The eyes can rest. The jaw can loosen. The shoulders can drop. The hands can unclench. The belly can receive the breath instead of resisting it. The legs can become heavy with rest. The whole body can be reminded that this moment is not a test. It is a place of restoration. Sometimes the body has been tense for so long that relaxation feels unfamiliar. That is all right. There is no need to force the body into perfect calm. The practice is simply to offer safety, little by little. Safety through breath. Safety through slower pacing. Safety through kind words. Safety through noticing what part of the body has been holding the most. Perhaps the chest feels tight. Perhaps the throat feels closed. Perhaps the shoulders are carrying invisible weight. Perhaps the belly feels full of worry. Wherever the tension is, it can be met gently, not with frustration, with tenderness. A quiet inner sentence can be offered to that part of the body. You may soften now, or thank you for holding so much, or I am listening. The body responds so beautifully to loving attention. Even when tension does not melt right away, being listened to changes something. The inner relationship changes. There is no longer a war against the body. There is a partnership. There is cooperation. There is care. It can also help to place a hand softly over the heart or over the belly while breathing. This simple touch sends a message of comfort, a message of presence, a message that the self is not being abandoned in this moment. So much healing can happen through small acts of loving attention. A hand placed gently, a breath slowed kindly, a sentence spoken inwardly with warmth. These things may seem simple, but the body understands them deeply. Tonight, the practice can be very easy. Breathe in slowly to a soft count. Pause gently. Breathe out longer than the inhale. And with each breath, notice the body becoming a little more willing to rest. Not perfectly, just a little. That little shift matters. It teaches the system that calm is still possible. There may also be a beautiful question to ask inwardly. Where is exhaustion sitting in the body tonight? Not to analyze it too much, just to notice. This question can bring awareness to what has been carried silently. The body is so wise. It often tells the truth before words are ready. A heavy chest may speak of sadness. Tight shoulders may speak of pressure. A clenched stomach may speak of fear. A tired face may speak of long effort. Listening gently allows the truth to surface without judgment. Once that place is noticed, the breath can be sent there with kindness. If the chest is heavy, breathe softness into the chest. If the shoulders are tense, breathe space into the shoulders. If the belly is tight, breathe warmth into the belly. This is not about making the body perform. It is about blessing the body with attention. A few quiet reflections may arise naturally in this settling practice. What has felt too heavy today? What have I been trying to carry alone? What does my body need more of right now? Rest, kindness, quiet, honesty, softness. These are healing reflections because they bring the self back into loving awareness. They shift the focus from pushing through to listening within. The body loves to be listened to. The heart loves to be acknowledged. The nervous system loves to hear that the rush is over, at least for now. This is why a gentle settling practice at night can be so powerful. It becomes a bridge from strain into softness, a bridge from pressure into peace. And if thoughts still come, that is all right. Thoughts may still move through the mind. The practice is not to fight them. The practice is to keep returning to the breath, returning to the body, returning to the present moment, returning to the simple truth that this moment can be gentler than the ones before it. A beautiful affirmation can be woven into this practice. With every breath, I return to peace. Another, my body knows how to relax with love. Another, I release this day one breath at a time. These affirmations work so well here because they move with the body. They are not only spoken, they are felt. The breath carries them inward. The exhale spreads them through the system. The body begins to believe what the words are saying because it is experiencing them at the same time. This is how peace is practiced. Quietly, repeatedly, lovingly. There is no need to make the evening into another task. Settling is not a task. It is a gift. Breathing is not a test. It is a return. Pausing is not laziness. It is wisdom. Softening is not weakness. It is healing. So let this moment become softer still. Let the breath be slower. Let the body be kinder to itself. Let the inner voice match the gentleness that is needed. Let the night become a place where effort finally loosens its hold. And as the breathing continues, as the body settles more deeply into stillness, there can be a quiet trust that something loving is already happening. Not because every problem is gone, but because the self is no longer being left alone with the burden. Love has entered the room. Peace has entered the breath. The body is being heard. That is enough for this moment. More than enough. And from this place of softer breathing and deeper listening, the healing can continue to unfold in the most natural way. There is something very healing about offering loving care in simple ways. Not complicated ways. Not perfect ways. Just gentle ways that bring the heart back home to itself. When life has felt heavy, it is easy to think healing must also be heavy. It is easy to believe that change must come through struggle or that peace must be earned through enough effort. Yet some of the deepest healing comes through tenderness, through the small loving acts that quietly say, life matters, the heart matters, this moment matters, and care is allowed now. A mirror can become one of the softest places of healing, not because it changes anything on the outside all at once, but because it offers a chance to practice a new relationship within. So often, the mirror has been a place of criticism, pressure, or distance. A quick look, a harsh thought, a turning away. But it can become something else. It can become a place where love is invited back in. Standing before a mirror, even for a short moment, can feel very tender when the heart is tired. It may feel unfamiliar to look softly instead of quickly. It may feel emotional to stay present instead of turning away. That is all right. Nothing has to be forced. This practice is gentle by nature. The purpose is not to judge what is seen. The purpose is to bring compassion to what has been waiting for it. A simple beginning is enough. Looking into the eyes and saying inwardly or softly aloud, "I am here with love," or "I am willing to care for myself," or "I may be tired, but I am still worthy of love." These words can feel powerful because the mind hears them and the body hears them, but something even deeper hears them too. The part that has longed to be met with kindness, the part that has felt unseen, the part that has been trying so hard for so long. Mirror work does not have to be long. It only needs sincerity. A few moments of honest tenderness can begin to change old patterns. If there is emotion, let it be there. If the heart feels soft, let it soften. If the eyes fill with tears, let the tears be part of the healing. Nothing has gone wrong in that moment. Something has opened. There is also great comfort in journaling when the mind has been too full. Writing can become a place of release. Thoughts that have been moving in circles can finally land somewhere. Feelings that have been floating without shape can begin to find words. A page can hold what the heart has been carrying. A page can receive what has felt too heavy to keep inside. This does not need to be written in a perfect way. It does not need to sound wise or clear. It can be very simple. Tonight, I feel tired because what I have been carrying is, what I need more of is, what I am ready to release is, what my heart wants me to know is. These little openings can lead to so much understanding. Not because every answer appears, but because truth begins to move. And when truth moves gently, healing begins to move with it. Sometimes the first honest sentence is the most important one. This has been hard. There is power in writing that down. There is relief in no longer pretending, even on the page. Then something softer can follow. I am allowed to rest. I am learning to be kinder to myself. I do not need to solve my whole life tonight. I am open to peace. A journal can also become a place to gather loving truths. A small place where healing thoughts are written down and returned to again and again. Thoughts such as, I am safe in this moment. I release pressure. My body deserves care. I welcome softer ways of living. It is all right to begin slowly. The beauty of writing these thoughts is that the mind slows down enough to receive them. The hand becomes part of the healing. The page becomes a witness to change. There is another very tender practice that can bring comfort right away. A hand placed gently on the heart. This simple touch says, I am with myself now. It says, I am not turning away. It says, care is here. So much of healing is about learning how to stay with the self in a loving way. Not fixing, not rushing, just staying, just offering warmth where there has been strain. With a hand on the heart, a few soft breaths, and a few kind words, something deep can settle. It may be a whisper inwardly, "You are safe enough for this moment," or "Thank you for carrying so much," or "We are choosing a softer way now." When words and touch come together like this, the body often relaxes more easily. The heart feels accompanied. The inner world feels less alone. Gratitude can also become a quiet healing companion, especially at night. Not forced gratitude, not pretending that pain is not there. Gentle gratitude, honest gratitude, the kind that notices what is still supporting life, even in a hard season. A blanket, a breath, a small moment of quiet, a little bit of strength that carried the day, a kind word once heard and still remembered, a body still trying, a heart still open enough to long for peace. This kind of gratitude is soft and real. It does not deny difficulty. It simply adds warmth to it. It reminds the mind that not everything is empty. It reminds the heart that not everything is lost. It creates a little light inside the heaviness. Even writing down 3 gentle things to be thankful for can begin to shift the feeling of the evening, not into false happiness, but into steadier ground. These nurturing practices are not chores. They are not tasks to complete. They are acts of love. They are ways of restoring emotional safety. They are ways of saying to the self, care belongs here too. And when care begins to feel natural instead of rare, life changes from the inside out. Tonight, 1 or 2 of these practices may be enough. Standing before the mirror for a moment, writing 1 true page, placing a hand on the heart, and breathing slowly, naming 3 quiet blessings. There is no pressure to do all of them. Healing does not ask for performance. It asks for sincerity. Even 1 small loving act can become the beginning of a new way of living. These practices matter because they change the relationship with the self. They create trust. They replace neglect with attention. They replace self-pressure with care. They replace emotional distance with closeness. And that closeness is deeply healing. A heart that feels held begins to soften. A body that feels listened to begins to relax. A mind that feels safe begins to quiet. There may have been a long time when care was given outward more easily than inward. A long time when tenderness was offered to others more readily than to the self. Tonight can begin to balance that gently, not through blame, through awareness, through a new willingness to let nurturing flow inward too. So a small reflection may rise here. What would loving care look like tonight? Perhaps it would look like a mirror and a soft sentence. Perhaps it would look like tears on a page and then stillness. Perhaps it would look like turning down the noise and listening inward. Perhaps it would look like choosing sleep instead of 1 more hour of worry. Perhaps it would look like saying, "This is enough for today." That too is healing. To say, "This is enough for today." To let the day be complete without having to carry it into the night. To let the body be done. To let the mind begin releasing its grip. To let the heart know that rest is not something to feel guilty about. Rest is part of love. A few affirmations can settle beautifully into this part of the evening. I treat myself with kindness tonight. Loving care restores me. I am safe to be gentle with myself. My heart responds to tenderness. I welcome healing in small, simple ways. These words can be spoken during mirror work, while writing, while breathing, or while simply lying quietly and letting the body settle. The timing is not what matters most. The love is what matters. And as these practices become softer and more natural, something begins to return. A sense of inner friendship. A sense that the self is not a place of punishment, but a place where healing can happen. That is such a precious change. Because once that inner friendship begins, even difficult days feel different. The heart knows it will not be met with cruelty at the end of them. It will be met with care. There is a special kind of peace that comes when loving words are repeated slowly and allowed to settle into the body. Affirmations, when spoken with gentleness, become more than phrases. They become medicine for the inner world. They become steady companions for the tired mind, the heavy heart, and the body that has been holding too much for too long. They bring direction to thought. They bring softness to feeling. They bring new possibility into places that have felt locked in old pain. Not every moment needs affirmations in the same way. Sometimes the heart needs silence. Sometimes it needs tears. Sometimes it needs simple rest. But there are moments when loving words can enter very naturally, especially when the evening feels heavy and the inner voice has become too harsh. In those moments, affirmations can create a new tone. They can teach the mind a kinder language. They can help the nervous system hear reassurance where it once heard only pressure. Nighttime is a beautiful time for this. The day is done. The body is beginning to slow. The thoughts that rise may feel louder in the quiet, and that is often when loving affirmations can help most. Just before sleep, during moments of overwhelm, after a long cry, in times of fear, or in those silent stretches when the mind starts to race, a gentle affirmation can become like a hand reaching inward with comfort. It helps to choose words that match what the heart most needs. If exhaustion is strong, the affirmations can center on rest. If fear is strong, they can center on safety. If sadness is strong, they can center on love. If self-criticism is strong, they can center on worthiness and compassion. The purpose is not to repeat words that feel far away and hard. The purpose is to choose words that offer a little relief, a little light, a little opening. For tonight, when everything has felt tiring, words of emotional rest can be especially soothing. I release the day with love. I am safe to rest now. Peace is welcome in my mind and body. I do not need to carry everything tonight. My heart is allowed to be held by love. Rest is healing me. I soften with each breath. I am willing to let peace come closer. These affirmations work gently because they do not push the heart into pretending. They do not demand sudden joy. They do not say that everything feels wonderful. They simply make room for relief. They create a little breathing space inside the weight. There is also great value in how affirmations are spoken. Slowly is better than quickly. Gently is better than forcefully. Repetition with warmth is more healing than repetition with strain. A few words spoken softly with feeling can do more than many words spoken in a hurried way. The body listens to tone. The heart listens to sincerity. Love can be heard even in the simplest sentence. When an affirmation is spoken before sleep, it can become part of the emotional atmosphere of the night. Instead of falling asleep under the weight of fear, the mind is given a softer place to rest. Instead of ending the day with self-pressure, the heart is given comfort. Instead of carrying every unfinished thought into the dark, the body is invited into calm. Even repeating one affirmation 3 or 4 times with slow breathing can begin to change the feeling of bedtime. During anxious moments, affirmations can become anchors. The mind may move quickly, but a simple phrase can bring it back. I am safe in this moment. One breath at a time. I choose peace now. Love is here with me. These are not meant to fight anxiety harshly. They are meant to offer steadiness. They become something the mind can hold when it feels as if everything else is slipping. When feeling empty or emotionally overwhelmed, affirmations can become reminders of worth. I am still worthy of love. Healing is still happening. I am not alone within myself. My heart deserves tenderness. This moment will pass, and I can meet it with kindness. These thoughts help because emotional emptiness often comes with a loss of inner warmth. Loving words begin to restore that warmth. A beautiful way to use affirmations is to pair them with breathing. Breathing in, I welcome peace. Breathing out, I release tension. Breathing in, I receive love. Breathing out, I let go of pressure. The breath carries the words more deeply into the body. The words give the breath emotional meaning. Together they create a feeling of safety and support. Affirmations can also be written down in a journal before bed. This can be especially helpful when the mind feels scattered. Writing 5 or 6 loving statements slowly, one under the other, allows the mind to settle and the body to soften. It becomes a closing ritual for the day. A way of ending with peace instead of replaying every worry again. Some people also like to place a hand on the heart while speaking an affirmation. This can be very comforting. Touch and words together help the body feel the truth of what is being offered. The nervous system receives the message more gently. It feels held, not just instructed. There is no need to use many affirmations at once. Sometimes one is enough for the whole night. One sentence that feels like a quiet shelter. One sentence that the heart can return to again and again. It may be, I am safe to rest now, or all is well in this moment, or I release this day with love. The simpler the sentence, the easier it is to carry into sleep. As the affirmations continue, something lovely begins to happen. The old inner voice slowly loses some of its power. The voice that says, hurry, worry, hold everything, fear everything, do more, be more, never stop. And in its place, another voice begins to grow stronger. A loving voice. A voice that says soften, breathe, trust, rest, allow, receive, heal. This is one of the greatest gifts of affirmations. They help build a new inner companion. That new inner companion matters very much, because long after the night is over, the words that are practiced in quiet moments begin to appear in ordinary life. In difficult hours, in stressful days, in lonely stretches, a loving thought may suddenly rise where once only fear would have spoken. That is healing at work. Quiet, steady, real healing. A few affirmations may rest here now, woven softly into the evening. I am willing to be at peace tonight. My body responds to love and rest. I let go of what I cannot carry anymore. I welcome healing thoughts. I am gentle with myself in this moment. The day is over, and I release it with grace. Love is restoring me now. I do not need to force tomorrow. This moment belongs to peace. I am safe. I am held. I am healing. These affirmations can be used before sleep, during overwhelm, during journaling, in the mirror, or simply during a quiet pause. There is no perfect method. The best way is the loving way, the way that feels natural, the way that brings a little more calm, the way that helps the heart feel less alone. And perhaps tonight, after all the weight and noise and tiredness, one affirmation can stay close like a gentle friend. I am safe to rest now. Such simple words, yet they can open so much. Rest for the body, peace for the mind, mercy for the heart, permission for the soul. Sometimes the most healing thing is not to ask, when will everything become easy again, but to ask, what is this season trying to teach with love? Tiredness is often seen as something to fight, something to hide, something to judge. Yet there are seasons of life when exhaustion is not a sign of failure at all. It is a signal, a message, a quiet truth rising from within that says the old way has become too painful, too harsh, too crowded, too fast. And now something gentler is asking to be born. A difficult season can feel endless while living through it. The days blend together. The mind grows weary. The body loses its ease. The heart wonders where the old light has gone. But a season is not the whole of life. Even the longest winter does not become the whole year. Nature never stays in one state forever. There are times for blooming, times for shedding, times for deep stillness, and times for new beginnings. The inner world moves in rhythms too. When exhaustion is present, it may be asking for a slower pace. It may be asking for more honesty. It may be asking for a kinder inner voice. It may be asking for space to grieve, space to rest, space to stop carrying old expectations that no longer fit. Not because life is being taken away, but because life is trying to come back in a truer form. This can be very hopeful when seen with soft eyes. The hard season is not only about what is falling away, it is also about what is making room to grow. The old pressure may be losing its hold. The old fear may be showing itself so it can be loved and released. The old way of pushing through everything may be reacting its limit because a new way is ready to begin. That new way may be quieter than expected. It may not arrive with loud certainty. It may begin with a small refusal to be cruel to the self. It may begin with choosing rest one evening instead of more punishment. It may begin with saying no to what drains. It may begin with trusting that healing can move in small steps. This is often how true transformation begins. Quietly, kindly, without needing to announce itself. There is a temptation in painful times to believe that healing must happen all at once. The mind wants quick answers. The heart wants relief immediately. The body wants to stop hurting now. This longing is understandable, yet healing usually has a gentler rhythm. It moves through small changes, repeated acts of love, patient thoughts, steady care, and many little moments of choosing peace again. These small steps may not always look dramatic, but they are powerful. They build a new life from within. A small step may be one more loving thought before sleep. A small step may be 10 quiet breaths instead of 10 more worried thoughts. A small step may be writing down the truth instead of burying it again. A small step may be looking into the mirror and choosing not to turn away. A small step may be admitting that gentleness is needed now. These things matter. They are not tiny in the world of healing. They are everything. A season of tiredness can also become a sacred invitation to return to the self. To stop building life only from duty and begin building it from love. To stop measuring worth by output and begin feeling worth as something natural and already present. To stop asking the body to ignore its signals and begin honoring its wisdom. To stop letting fear speak the loudest and begin letting compassion have a voice too. This is what makes the hard season meaningful. Not because pain itself is beautiful, but because love can enter more deeply when the old armor grows too heavy to keep wearing. Sometimes the soul becomes tired enough to finally choose truth, tired enough to choose softness, tired enough to choose healing. And that choice changes everything over time. So tonight, this season can be seen a little differently. Not as proof that all is lost. Not as proof that the light is gone. Not as proof that life will always feel this heavy, but as a tender crossing. A crossing from one way of living into another. From carrying everything alone into allowing support. From pressure into peace, from self-criticism into self-love, from endless inner noise into a quieter trust. The change may be slow. That is all right. Slow healing is still healing. Gentle healing is still healing. Invisible healing is still healing. Seeds grow under the soil long before they are seen. The same is true for emotional renewal. Much begins within before the world outside shows the difference. Yet the difference is real. Every loving thought is part of it. Every breath of relief is part of it. Every evening of choosing tenderness is part of it. There can be a quiet trust now that this is not the end of the story. This exhaustion is not the final truth. This ache is not the final identity. This hard season is not the final home. Something deeper is alive beneath it all, waiting patiently, breathing gently, ready to rise in its own time. Peace can return, joy can return, energy can return, self-trust can return, love can return in an even fuller way than before because it will be rooted in something truer. That is why there can still be hope, even tonight. Not loud hope, not demanding hope. Quiet hope. The kind that sits beside a tired heart and says, "Stay gentle. Healing is still moving." The kind that does not rush the process, but does not forget the promise either. The kind that knows dawn does not argue with the night. It simply arrives when the time comes. So the invitation now is not to pressure the future. It is to honor the next small step, to let tonight be enough, to let this breath be enough, to let this softening be enough, to trust that each little act of self-love is building something beautiful that cannot yet fully be seen, a life with more peace in it, a body with more ease in it, a mind with kinder thoughts in it, a heart that no longer has to beg for tenderness because tenderness has become part of the way of living. A few gentle truths may rest here now. I trust the small steps of healing. This season is teaching me a kinder way. I do not need to rush my renewal. Peace returns one moment at a time. I honor where I am, and I welcome what is becoming possible. These thoughts are not only comforting, they are also guiding. They point toward a life built with more love. And now the evening can begin to close in the softest way. Not with pressure to be transformed by morning. Not with demands to have every answer. Simply with the understanding that something meaningful has already begun. A gentler relationship with the self. A quieter relationship with the mind. A kinder relationship with the body. A more loving relationship with life as it is unfolding. There has been so much carried, so much felt, so much held quietly, and still, right here, love has room to enter. Love has room to soothe what hurts. Love has room to touch what feels tired. Love has room to calm the racing mind, soften the burdened body, and sit beside the weary heart until it remembers that it is not alone. Tonight does not need to be perfect to be healing. It only needs to be honest and gentle. A tired heart can still be a healing heart. A heavy body can still receive peace. A mind full of thoughts can still be taught a softer language. Nothing has to be ready all at once. Life changes beautifully in little openings, and tonight is one of those openings. So let the day be over now. Let the shoulders stop holding what belongs to tomorrow. Let the breath become slow and kind. Let the body feel supported by rest. Let the heart hear what it has perhaps needed to hear for a long time. There is nothing wrong with needing tenderness. There is nothing wrong with being tired. There is nothing wrong with slowing down. Here is wisdom in it. There is healing in it. There is love in it. This moment can be enough. This breath can be enough. This quiet willingness to stop fighting the self can be enough. From here, something beautiful begins to grow. A little more peace, a little more trust, a little more inner safety, a little more light. Not because life suddenly asks nothing more, but because love is becoming stronger inside. And that is the final truth to rest in tonight. Healing does not begin when everything outside becomes easy. Healing begins when love is allowed inside, when the inner voice softens, when the body is listened to, when the heart is met with mercy instead of pressure, when one small thought changes from fear into kindness. This is where transformation begins. This is the real turning point, not in force, but in love. So rest tonight with that truth. Rest with the knowing that peace can return. Rest with the understanding that even now, healing is moving in quiet ways. Rest with the gentleness that has been invited here. And as sleep comes, or as stillness deepens, let these final words settle softly into the heart. I am safe to rest now. I release this day with love. My body is worthy of kindness. My mind is learning peace. My heart is held in tenderness. Healing is happening even now. I trust the gentle unfolding of my life. All is well in this moment. I am loved. I am healing. I am at peace.